Have you ever heard of cities that have never been mentioned in history? Some places have been forgotten for centuries until rediscovered, captivating us with their beauty and mystery. Some date back thousands of years, hidden deep in harsh terrains that we can only see from above. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to start exploring the amazing locations of ancient civilizations. Jordan, Petra. Despite having a unique rock-carved architecture, few know that Jordan was forgotten for thousands of years. In its golden age, it was one of the most prosperous cities and the capital of the Nabatean kingdom. The terrain here is extremely harsh, surrounded by steep cliffs, narrow gorges, and barren deserts. Yet, an ancient Arab people adapted and even created solid structures carved directly into the mountains. Amidst the desolate desert, Petra maintained a sophisticated water management system and agricultural crops. However, the inhabitants mysteriously vanished without a trace by the 6th century. It wasn't until 1812 that the Swiss explorer Johann Ludwig Burckhardt rediscovered the city. Hegra, Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, there is a stunning ancient city that looks like something out of a science fiction film, but it has been forgotten for nearly 2,000 years. This place resembles Jordan, but is less known, despite holding the key to the secrets of civilization. It wasn't until Charles Montague visited in 1876 and recorded his journey in his diary, titled Travels in Arabia Deserta, that the hidden mysteries began to emerge. Also known as Mada-in Saleh, Hegra is the second largest city of the Nabatean kingdom after Petra. The massive rocks in the area have been carved into magnificent tombs for both nobility and soldiers. Due to its rugged terrain and harsh climate, they have been preserved almost intact to this day. Nazca Lines, Peru. Sometimes nature itself is a master artist, creating impressive masterpieces. Yet these paintings in Peru were once completely unknown. It wasn't until 1927 that archaeologist Toribio Mejia discovered them. They are called the Nazca Lines, created by the ancient Nazca culture, consisting of drawings and lines stretching over vast areas. Some images can be glimpsed from the hills, but their full shapes can only be seen from the air. One of the most prominent figures is the hummingbird, but researchers suggest it might actually represent the Andean condor, a native bird of the region. Additionally, the spider image, with its perfectly elongated legs, showcases the impressive skill of the Nazca people in maintaining accurate proportions on a gigantic scale. The spiral design is simple yet haunting, as it bears strange similarities to ancient symbols found in lost cities deep in the Amazon rainforest. For many, the most mysterious drawing is the so-called astronaut, with large round eyes and a hand raised as if sending a signal. Many believe this image is evidence that aliens once visited Earth and was recorded by ancient people. Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. Do you believe that ancient people 11,500 years ago used geometry to build the first temple of humanity? Come to Turkey, and Göbekli Tepe will answer your questions. Discovered in 1963 and excavated by archaeologist Klaus Schmidt since 1995. Göbekli Tepe is one of the most important and mysterious archaeological discoveries of modern times. Dating back approximately 12,000 years, it predates the Egyptian pyramids. This estimated construction date challenges conventional theories about human history. According to previous theories, people of that era were merely hunter-gatherers without the ability or knowledge to create complex structures. However, the pillars and the precision of the reliefs at Göbekli Tepe indicate that its builders possessed advanced construction skills far beyond those of today. Notably, recent research shows that the three main circular structures are arranged in an equilateral triangle, demonstrating that they had knowledge of geometry in that age. The carved images depict animals with symbolic meanings that are still not fully understood. For unknown reasons, this site was buried, but it remained intact until its discovery. Mahabalipuram, India. Mahabalipuram is considered the greatest treasure of rock art in ancient India, where mythology and the sea intertwine into an unsolved mystery. In the 1880s, British archaeologist Alexander Rhea began studying the ruins of this enigmatic city. Clues suggest that it has existed since the 7th century and belonged to the Pallava dynasty. Like many other sites, Mahabalipuram was once home to many people over thousands of millennia. However, over time, it has been ravaged by natural phenomena. Legend has it that there were once 7 magnificent temples here, but out of jealousy for their beauty, the god Indra submerged 6 of them beneath the ocean, leaving only the shore temple standing alone. This legend may stem from a tsunami that devastated the coast, submerging part of the ancient city. Indeed, after the tsunami in 2004, when the sea receded, many buried ruins were astonishingly discovered, which may have once been part of the lost Mahabalipuram. The site still preserves masterpieces of ancient Indian art, including temples, reliefs, caves, and stone sculptures. On one of the slopes of the city remains the legendary Krishna's butterball. This boulder has precariously balanced on a sloping surface for centuries without rolling down. Some believe this is the result of natural phenomena. However, many argue that the friction between the stone and the ground is sufficient to keep it in place, combined with the unique center of gravity of the boulder that helps it maintain balance in a very narrow space. Dendera in Egypt. Dendera is the source of one of the biggest controversies in modern archaeology. The temple, built to honor the goddess of love, Hathor, is also one of the best preserved temples from ancient Egypt. Although tourists began visiting this site around 1840, much of the temple remained buried until 1880. When excavated, the hypostyle hall emerged with its large columns featuring intricately carved capitals in the shape of Hathor's face, drawing much attention. The ceiling and walls are covered with complex reliefs that narrate ancient mythical legends, sacred rituals, and the lives of the gods. However, the greatest mystery lies in a dark chamber. On the stone, a serpent is carved, coiling out of what looks like a giant light bulb. This image has left many astonished. However, archaeologists later concluded that it is merely a religious symbol. The serpent represents the god Horus, while the light bulb is actually a lotus flower, a symbol of birth and rebirth in Egyptian culture. Ellora in India. Hidden deep within a hollowed-out mountain is Ellora, an impressive complex of temples carved from solid rock. Beginning in the 6th century and continuing over the next 5 centuries, under the hands of artisans and the patronage of the Rashtrakuta and Yadava dynasties, Ellora gradually took shape. From the 9th century, Buddhist monks came here to worship. By the 17th century, European travelers entered for the first time, astonished beyond words. Its development spanned 5 centuries under dynasties such as Rashtrakuta and Yadava. Inside each cave are massive architectural structures, directly carved into the rock and adorned with intricate reliefs featuring religious symbols and life-sized sculptures. Luxor and Karnak temples in Egypt. Luxor and Karnak are the abodes of the ruling gods and ancient pharaohs. Over thousands of years, they have gradually revealed themselves through excavations in the 18th and 19th centuries. The Luxor Temple is considered the heart of Thebes, the most sacred city during the Golden Age of ancient Egypt. Pharaohs like Amenhotep III, Ramses II, and even Tutankhamun contributed to its construction. This is not just a place of worship, but also a sacred site where many kings were officially crowned. Connected to the Karnak Temple by the Avenue of Sphinxes, which is lined with sphinx and ram-headed statues, Karnak was known to the ancient Egyptians as Ipet Isut, meaning the most selected place. The development of Karnak spanned nearly 2 millennia under the reign of many pharaohs, creating a magnificent complex. The most prominent feature is the hypostyle hall, which stands as a marvel of ancient engineering with dozens of colossal columns arranged in rows. Great Sphinx of Giza, Egypt. Partially buried under sand for millennia, the Great Sphinx of Giza is the largest monolithic statue in the world. It is carved directly from limestone, featuring a lion's body and a human head. The reason for its construction remains a mystery. Some believe it serves as the sacred guardian of the Giza Plateau, while others think it is a stone portrayal of Pharaoh Khafre. What do you think the Great Sphinx of Giza was built for? Derinkuyu in Turkey. Since ancient times, humans have not only built houses on the surface, but also constructed an underground city. Over 2,700 years ago, this place served as a fortified refuge for tens of thousands, protecting them from war and invasion. In 1963, a local resident demolished a wall in their home, revealing an ancient city previously unknown. According to research, this is the deepest and largest underground city in the region of Turkey. It's estimated that up to 20,000 people lived here. Remarkably, this city is no different from those above ground. It features rooms, stables, churches, wineries, and wells across 18 underground levels. The city's ventilation system brings fresh air to the deepest areas. Borobudur in Indonesia. Built in the 8th to 9th century, Borobudur in Indonesia is one of the largest Buddhist monuments in the world. Its architecture is not just a stupa, but a cosmic map of Buddhism carved in stone. From the square base to the central dome, each level of Borobudur represents a step on the path to enlightenment, illustrated by thousands of intricate reliefs and hundreds of Buddha statues. However, in the 14th century, this site was suddenly abandoned, possibly due to the eruption of Mount Meroë or the shifting power of Javanese dynasties that led to its neglect. It wasn't until 1814, when Sir Stamford Raffles, the British governor of Java, accidentally rediscovered it, that this monument once again came back into the world's light. Deir el-Medina in Egypt. Deir el-Medina reveals the true lives of the workers who built the tombs in the Valley of the Kings. Located near the Valley of the Kings, Deir el-Medina is a village consisting of simple houses, workshops, and a small temple dedicated to the gods. However, it is the hieroglyphs, paintings, and carvings found in the village that are truly valuable. They tell stories of love, jealousy, conflict, daily life, and even the first recorded strike in human history. Not only did it host skilled artisans who created artworks for the pharaoh's tombs, but the village also had a solid legal system with a local elder court. Meroë in Sudan. Meroë, the ancient capital of the Kingdom of Kush, is the resting place of dozens of kings and queens. These structures indicate a society where women held a special status, with many queens ruling independently, known as candache. In 1834, Giuseppe Ferlini, an Italian treasure hunter, was one of the first Europeans to set foot here. However, instead of studying the site, he destroyed the tops of many pyramids in hopes of finding gold inside. This journey through the ruins of our ancestors has ended, but the quest for knowledge is eternal. The ruins we have discovered are not just stones, but also voices from the past, inviting us to reflect and contemplate. If you love these discoveries, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next exciting discoveries.